Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Monday, April 15th, 2024, and we are starting day one of our life cycle of a chicken unit. I am super excited to be with you today and to start our process of learning vocabulary words and looking at our chicken timeline picture of what is happening each day. The incubation period for a chicken is 21 days. It's not the same for every bird. So when we go and look at our incubator, you're going to see our settings set for a 21-day period, which starts today. So if today is day one, how many days do we have left until our chicks hatch? And then let's look today at our three vocabulary words. We have incubator, chicken, and eggs. The incubator is the machine that keeps the eggs warm while the chickens are growing inside. This is what our new incubator looks like. We started using this incubator last year. Before that, we had an older version that was a styrofoam, a lot less automatic. We didn't have these yellow turning sleeves in there. We had to actually put an X on one side of the O and an O on the other side of the O and turn them over ourselves 3 times a day. The incubator is a machine that is mimicking the mama hen. And so as the mama hen would sit on top of a brood of eggs like this, she would gather them up underneath her warm feathers, and she is very hot, sticky, moist. That's the environment that we are mimicking up here in the incubator. So when we go and look at the incubator in a minute, we'll look at all these different settings. We'll look at what the temperature is for today, talk about humidity a little bit. But our first vocabulary word today is incubator. The second is chicken, which is a kind of bird. And you're going to see that there are many different kinds of chickens, breeds of chickens, just like there are different breeds of dogs. And the different chickens lay different color eggs. So we have several, our farmer who we get these from in Pine Mountain has several different breeds of chickens that lay different color eggs. And so when our baby chicks hatch, we're going to have different colored chicks in here. The last word we have is egg, which is an oval shape that has a yolk, and a chicken may grow inside it. So we're starting today with 24 eggs. We're not sure how many of them are fertilized eggs. When we get to about day 9, we'll be able to what's called candle our egg, and we'll shine a flashlight up in the bottom of the egg, and it will show us whether or not an embryo has started to form, or if we just have a very basic yellow yolk bouncing back and forth when you turn the egg over. So we'll be able to see that very clearly. On day 1, this is the growth that is happening inside the egg today. It's amazing to me that even on day 1 we have these exciting things happening. The head, brain, and eyes begin to form. You're going to see, because this is a 3-week period, so think for just a minute how long you were in your mom's stomach when you were developing, right? That was a full 40 weeks, and we're looking at 21 days. And so how many weeks is 21 days? How many days are inside 1 week? Think about that for just a minute. You can pause the video to any of these questions that I'm asking. How many days are in 1 week? How many weeks would be 21 days? And see how fast this process has to be for all of this to take place in 21 days. So what we'll do now is we'll come over and look at our incubator. And what we're looking for, the settings we're looking for this morning, is for the temperature to be 99.5 and for our humidity to be between 50 and 55%. Now, I started plugging in the incubator yesterday on Sunday to try and get everything regulated so that we could start first thing this morning with our eggs. And these are the little trays that you'll see. This incubator has a process where it rotates these eggs. Now, we used to take them and do a full 180 turn like this 3 times a day. Our machine right here just rocks them back, and then an hour later it rocks them this way. So it will rock them this way and that way, sort of angled position rather than up, straight up and down, but it's still a 180-degree turn. And so we have 24 eggs that we're starting with. As I said, about day 9, we'll start figuring out which ones are fertilized, and we have to throw out the ones that are not fertilized because we can't leave those in there for 21 days. I have had an egg explode before, and it's not really fun. It doesn't smell really good. So if you leave an egg in there that does not have a growing embryo after 21 days in that heat and moisture, it will explode, and that's not fun. If you see, some of the eggs I laid down flat, pointed end to pointed end to pointed end like that. That's one way of laying the eggs down. And then we have 2 rows back here, the second and the third, that are sitting upright. Can you see that? And it's because they have 6 eggs in that row and we only have 4 eggs in this row. So it depends on how many you're putting in. This incubator will hold up to 30 eggs. We were given 24 from our farmer. And also you'll notice that the eggs look different, don't they? Some have spots, some are bigger than the others, some are smaller. This one still has a feather on it from the mama hen. Isn't that something? Also, when the hen lays an egg in the morning, and they don't lay every morning, it depends on what breed of chicken it is. Some breeds more consistently will lay 200 to 300 eggs out of the year. So out of 365 days, they might lay 200 to 300 eggs, especially breeds like Rhode Island Red that are brown. They're the most common brown chicken that you see around this part of Georgia. But all these different color eggs come from different breeds of chickens, and when they are laid, they have a membrane, an outer layer that comes on the egg already, and it kind of protects the egg from starting the process of rotting. So, you know, as you wash that membrane off, that's when, so a farmer would bring the eggs in, wash it off real good, and that's when the eggs have to go into your refrigerator, because that starts the process of rotting, just like it would if you sat any food out, like milk, out on the counter for a long time. But if you don't wash this membrane off as a farmer, if you leave that on there straight out of the mama hen, the eggs are sealed and they're good to actually keep out on the counter for 3 to 4 weeks without having to wash them off. And then if you wanted to make eggs for breakfast in the morning, you would just wash off 2 of them and cook those, and they do not have to be kept in the refrigerator if they come from your farm and if you do not wash that membrane off when they are first hatched. So that's a fun fact for today. We're going to learn a lot more facts as we go through this process about the incubator, what all these buttons do, what that flashlight is for. This red line right here, those elements are part of the heater. This is our vent that's letting air out, and we want to try to keep those settings at 99.5 and 50 to 55% humidity. The last thing I want to show you for today is that the boys and girls are starting their writings today. So as the rest of the grade levels come and visit with us right after GMAS the first week of May, you're going to be able to see their new books that they are writing. This is an informational narrative. So they're picking a character and they're deciding if their character is male or female, and then they are going to give their character a name, and they're going to write about how they feel inside, stuck inside the egg today. And as we continue to learn more information about chickens, like today our vocabulary words were incubator, chicken, and eggs. We learned about temperature settings and humidity settings. They're going to put all of those facts in their writing. So you guys will get to hear directly from them the week of May 6th when you sign up to come for a time to come down here. You'll hear some of their readings, and then you'll get to actually hold a baby chick with us. So we are super excited about this process. Today is day 1. We have 20 days left, and we're so excited that you're following us along. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can see our videos every day. Have a wonderful day.